Wray Schelin, Proshaper in Charlton, Massachusetts. And what you're looking at here is a Harbor Freight little 2-inch sander. And I'm a frequent Harbor Freight visitor. I go to the store probably once a month or so and see what's new with Harbor Freight. And it was probably a year. I saw this in the air tool rack where they have all their air tools all on display, probably about a year ago or so. I says, well, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try it out. I wanted to give it a try. It was like $27 or so, so it's pretty inexpensive. I make up the little, you can buy them, but I make them up, the little sand, and it's a Velcro on here. So I've got 80 grit, I've got 120, I've got 240, 400, and then I cut up little Scotch-Brite circles too. So I use all of those grits and the Scotch-Brite for different operations. I got 80 on here now. And as soon as I tried this thing, I was immediately hooked. It's a great little tool. And I keep finding new uses for it. Uses that I do use it for is when I'm working on a seam such as this. I'm a coach building company and I teach classes on coach building. And say that we're going to weld these two panels together here and we want to process that seam. This is a great little tool to sand that seam out. Now also we can use this, I keep, like I said, I keep finding new uses for it. So say, see this vise here is all rusty. This base was just a thrown together deal with scrap metal we had here. If you want to clean that rust, you can see I got right down to bare metal through that rust real fast. Because of its small size, it's super effective, and it really doesn't hit home until you really try it. And you can see I've just, for a couple minutes, I've sanded on that little spot there. It was heavily rusted. I used 80 grit, a little 80 grit piece, and then followed it up with Scotch-Brite. And you get a nice little finish on that. It's actually shiny. You get a reflection off of it. Now what I'm going to do is sand off some powder coating. This is white powder coating on 18 gauge steel. Sands it off nice, feathers it nice. This is amazing on Bondo, taking Bondo off, paint off, rust off. Alright, here is a piece of maple. I use maple quite often. And for woodworkers, this is a great little tool too. So I want to tune this up a little bit. You have a lot of control of it because of that small 2-inch size interface. And this is a panel that's been heat shrunk a little bit, so there's a little heat mark on here. So I took that fire scale off pretty quick, but a really nice feature of this, here is a 240 grit. So this is all really rough sheet metal here. Say I wanted to smooth that out. It's a really nice little feature. Is I can sand this. and you can see where the sandpaper is interfacing with the highs. It's a different color than where the lows are. So my lows all got to be brought up. I've got a dolly and a slapper here, and let me wipe my hand a little bit. And now I'm going to take and put that dolly under here, and you can see, watch here, I shouldn't be hitting here, but I just want to show you this. See those nice little marks? That's where you're hitting the dolly, and that's where you're going to get a little compression stretch. So to smooth this out, what it allows you to do is it gives you perfect placement of your dolly. So if I want to hit this little spot here, which is a low spot, I just watch for my little footprint mark, and I move my dolly around, and I sand that, and I go back with the I clean the slate blank again. So there's just a few of the different operations you can do with this little Harbor Freight orbital sander. I'm finding new things every day to use it on. It's an excellent tool. In fact, I've bought 4 of them for the shop now because we use them all over the shop. My employees use them, my extended learning students use them, and I've even told a couple people to buy them. My extended learning students have bought some, so I think there's actually 6 of these in the shop right at this moment. Excellent tool.